Motorola is one company that has made a serious comeback in the last couple of years. If you see their 2024 data, you'll see more than 100% growth in sales over the last year. They have achieved this level of success because of phones like this Moto H50 Pro. It has been a big hit, as can be seen by the number of positive reviews and ratings, coming at a sweet price point with loads of premium features. Now, I've been using this phone for almost 9 months, and in this video, I'll share my experience of using this phone with you guys, which will include all the good stuff as well as all the small annoyances I've had with this phone, hoping that Motorola will address these issues with future updates. So, without any further ado, let's get started. Let's start with the design. This phone has an understated design, especially with this black color. But if you want something more striking, it is also available in these awesome shades. The back has this textured finish, making it a little grippy, and as there is no glass, it obviously won't crack, but it can easily get scratched and scuffed. Fortunately, I use it with the case, and so my unit looks as good as new. It is extremely slim and lightweight, making it very easy to carry even in skinny jeans. And it is also very well balanced, as all things should be. But because of a slim profile along with curved front and back, the side frame is almost non-existent, and so it is a bit tricky to hold onto securely. In case it slips from your hand, it is less likely to suffer any serious damage thanks to a solid metal frame, Gorilla Glass protection, along with IP68 rating, making it almost waterproof. Next is the display. Here we get a 6.7-inch curved POLED display with 144Hz refresh rate. This is a really good display which can get bright enough for outdoor use and even has very impressive HDR peak brightness. However, as the display is curved, it is not suitable for serious gaming because of ghost touch issues, especially without a case. And while HDR content looks awesome on YouTube, it lacks HDR support in Netflix, so this display is not able to deliver to its full potential. Coming to audio, here I am completely satisfied. You get great sounding stereo speakers with good amount of bass. Here is a sample. And this is a sample of the voice recording quality, which is also quite good. The earpiece gave me no trouble while handling calls. And for a great music listening experience, you get Dolby Atmos support along with a 10-band equalizer. Also, I had no issues with any wired or wireless buds, as all the high-res lossless codecs are supported. Next is the camera. This is easily the most improved aspect of this phone. Here you get a triple camera setup where all the cameras are properly useful. No useless cameras like a 2-megapixel macro camera that other phones in its price range come with. And the selfie camera hardware is easily the best in its price range. It's pretty much flagship grade. Coming to image samples, the image processing has improved dramatically over last year. These images look very lively with rich colors and contrast, as well as excellent dynamic range. And because of a decently large sensor with wide aperture, you get beautiful looking close-up shots with real background blur. Even indoors, with tricky lighting, this phone continues to impress. The highlights are well controlled, along with an impressive amount of shadow detail. And the colors continue to look amazing. Even when the lighting is not ideal, the images are very sharp and noise-free. When comparing the shots from all three cameras, the color science consistency between these still needs some work. This is especially applicable to the ultra-wide shots, as they are slightly less saturated and have a cooler white balance when compared to the primary and zoom cameras. In low light shots, the primary camera produces exceptional results with a lot of detail and next to no noise. The 3x zoom camera is a close second with similar results, but the ultra-wide camera slightly disappoints as the results are quite soft. This ultra-wide camera also doubles up as a macro camera and can get really close to the subject. In these shots, you can see individual pixels on my Galaxy Watch 7, all the red foot details on this 500 rupee note, and even all the pollen grains on this hibiscus flower. Even the 3x zoom camera can capture good looking macro shots, and because of its wide f2 aperture, you also get to see some real background blur. This 3x zoom camera can also capture some decent looking 10x zoom shots. And when it comes to portrait shots, you have 24mm, 35mm, 50mm and 85mm to choose from. Strangely, there is no 70mm option, which is the native focal length of this 3x zoom camera. Coming to the selfie camera, I am super impressed with this one. This is easily one of the best selfie cameras in the market and also easily comparable to any flagship phone. It performs very well in extremely low light conditions as well. In terms of video recording capabilities, this phone can do 4K 30fps with all the cameras. The primary camera video looks quite good, but it's slightly over-sharpened. In comparison, the ultra-wide video is a bit soft, though still better than 1080p video recordings from other phones. And the 3x zoom video is very impressive, as it's neither soft nor over-sharpened. Here is a stability test of the primary camera while walking, and I feel this phone does a fairly decent job. In low light, the primary and 3x zoom cameras do a decent job, but the ultra-wide camera disappoints quite a bit. Coming to the selfie video recording, this is easily among the best in its price range. The quality is simply amazing. So overall, the camera results are really good and have only improved with updates. But the camera UI is a bit slow to respond and lacks some important features like Pro Video Mode, Night Mode for selfies, and Portrait Video Mode. The software experience on this phone has been a bit of a mixed bag for me. Among the positives, you get a clean, minimal and almost bloatware-free UI with some nice additions like Moto Gestures and Smart Connect. There is also a decent amount of customization with different lock screen clocks, fonts and control center styles. And with the sidebar and freeform apps, it is quite good at multitasking as well. On the other hand, basic things like an always-on display and a native gallery app are missing. Also, there are no options to lock apps, hide apps or duplicate apps. But there is Secure Folder, which kind of provides similar functionality. In terms of updates, Motorola has promised 3 major Android updates and 4 years of security updates, and so far they have pushed 6 updates, which is decent. Some Moto phones, like the Moto H50 Ultra, have already received the Android 15 update, so Android 15 for this phone should be right around the corner. It brings smoother animations, circle to search, and some much needed options like the ability to select a Bluetooth device directly from the control center. This is basic Android functionality which is currently missing on the H50 Pro. So things are definitely getting better, but Moto's Hello UI needs to improve a lot to compete with Oxygen OS and One UI. Next is the performance. This phone is powered by the Snapdragon 7 Gen 3. It is a decent upgrade over the Dimensity 8020 found in last year's Edge 40. But unfortunately, the storage type has been downgraded from UFS 3.1 to UFS 2.2. The benchmark scores are respectable and the stress test results are particularly impressive. But what really matters is the real-world performance, and here this phone does a good job in day-to-day usage. But it doesn't feel as polished as the OnePlus Nord 4. Also, with heavier tasks like 4K 60fps HDR video streaming, this phone tends to get a bit choppy with a lot of dropped frames. With gaming, however, the performance has been adequate. So lighter games like Subway Surfers and Skyforce Reloaded run at full 120 FPS, medium games like BGMI and Call of Duty run at 60 and 90 FPS respectively, and heavier games like Asphalt Legends Unite and Genshin Impact run at around 40 to 45 FPS. So unless you're a heavy gamer, this level of performance should be good enough for most users. Coming to battery, this phone packs in a decent 4500 mAh battery, and this thing lasts for quite a long time thanks to a very efficient chip inside. So in my testing, with PCMark Work 3.0 test, this phone lasted for over 10 hours, which is quite respectable. With the video streaming test, this phone lasted for over 17 hours, which is again very impressive. And in my mixed use test, This phone lasted for over 7 hours, including 1 hour of heavy gaming, so I have no issues with the battery life here. Coming to charging this phone, there is simply no comparison. This is easily the fastest charging phone I have used. It charges from 0 to 100 in under 20 minutes, which is crazy fast. And the best part is that the charger comes in the box. Also, both the phone and the charger support PD standard, so you can charge your laptop with this charger, and you can charge this phone with any PD charger at full speed. If all this wasn't enough, there's also wireless charging support here, which is extremely rare in its price range. So when it comes to battery and charging, this phone is easily among the best in its price range. Coming to biometric security, this phone has a fast and reliable under-display optical fingerprint scanner. However, the positioning is a bit too low for my liking. The face unlock system is equally fast and reliable, but it is not very secured. The haptic feedback is decent, but doesn't feel very premium. It feels a bit shallow instead. In terms of sensors and connectivity, you get everything including a USB 3.1 port with video out functionality. And with a dedicated desktop mode, this phone can be very productive. You also get dual SIM support along with all the latest network features like carrier aggregation, voice over 5G, as well as voice over Wi-Fi. There is also support for 15 5G bands. Alright, conclusion time. The Moto Edge 50 Pro has a lot going for it. From having a very versatile camera setup to having super fast charging and all the premium features like IP68 rating, wireless charging and so on, there is a lot going in favor of this phone. The only real weaknesses of this phone are average performance and a software experience which still needs a lot of improvement. However, this phone operates in a very competitive price bracket. So on one hand, there is the S23 FE, which has better camera capabilities, especially in terms of video, and it also has a very feature-packed One UI. But it has some heating issues, not so good battery life, and thick display bezels making it look outdated. On the other hand, there are performance beasts like the Poco F6, OnePlus Nord 4 and the Realme GT60. These phones don't have zoom cameras and also lack premium features like wireless charging, IP68 rating and a faster USB port. So if you are looking for a balanced phone with some advanced camera capabilities, good battery life and a lot of premium features, this phone is definitely worth considering. Alright, that's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it and found it useful. Please like, comment, share and subscribe to my channel down below. Thanks for watching.